Every morning, millions of dog owners do the same simple thing. Scoop the kibble, fill the bowl, watch the tail wag, and feel like we've done something good. But what if that sweet little routine was quietly cutting years off your dog's life? According to a 2025 veterinary health survey, over 98% of dog owners make this mistake every single day. In this video, I'll show you the mistake almost everyone makes and the 10-second fix that adds calm and comfort to your dog's life. No scare tactics, no jargon, just clear steps that protect the one who trusts you most. Let's jump into the video. Mistake number 1, feeding only once a day. You wake up, fill the bowl, and call it done. Simple, efficient, feels responsible, but inside your dog's stomach, something else is happening. For the next 18 hours, acid builds up with nothing to digest. That acid doesn't just wait, it burns. It eats at the stomach lining like rust eating through metal. At first, you'll miss the signs. A bit of grass eating, some random drooling, maybe they lick the floor when you're not looking. But that's your dog's body begging for balance. Veterinarians call the next stage GDV, gastric dilatation, and volvulus. It's when the stomach fills with gas, twists on itself, and cuts off the blood supply in minutes. Once it happens, you have less than 2 hours to reach a vet. Many dogs don't make it. Now here's what studies found. Dogs who eat twice daily, same total amount, just split, live longer, digest smoother, and stay calmer. A Harvard review showed that those dogs lived over 2 years longer than dogs fed only once a day. So here's the fix. Keep the same food, same quantity, just divide it. Morning and evening, it takes 10 seconds but changes everything. Because your dog's stomach isn't a gas tank you fill once. It's an engine that needs steady fuel. Mistake number 2, the bowl problem. You probably have one right now. A clean, metal or plastic bowl sitting in the corner. Reliable, easy, and always there. But here's what no one tells you. That simple bowl is quietly draining your dog's mind. In the wild, dogs and their ancestors spent 6 to 8 hours a day working for food, tracking, sniffing, solving problems, burning energy with purpose. It wasn't just about eating. It was about thinking. Now, most dogs finish their meal in less than 60 seconds. No challenge, no scent work, no mission. Yale's K9 Cognition Lab found something alarming. Dogs who only eat from bowls have higher stress hormones and show the same brain patterns as humans with depression. Their curiosity fades. Their confidence drops. They start chewing furniture, pacing, barking for no reason because their brain has nowhere else to go. But the fix is beautifully simple. Make them earn it again, gently. Scatter a handful of kibble in the grass, hide it in a towel, or use a simple puzzle feeder. Even 5 minutes of sniffing, searching, and solving reduces anxiety and boosts serotonin. If you've ever tried puzzle feeders or hiding treats, tell me in the comments how your dog reacted. Your dog doesn't need a fancy toy. They need a reason to think, a reason to feel alive, because a tired body sleeps, but a tired mind finally finds peace. Mistake number 3, overfeeding with love. You see that wagging tail, those begging eyes, and your hand automatically reaches for just a little more. Because food feels like love, right? But here's the truth no one wants to hear. Sometimes love weighs too much. That extra scoop might look small, but on a 50-pound dog, even 5 extra pounds is like carrying a heavy backpack all day, every day. Their joints grind, their heart works overtime, their lungs fight for breath that used to come easily. How many of you eyeball your dog's portion instead of measuring? Let me know in the comments. I used to do it too. The Association for Pet Obesity Prevention says 59% of dogs are now clinically overweight, and most owners have no idea. It doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in. First, you stop feeling ribs. Then the stares get harder. Then the vet mentions arthritis or insulin. Here's what studies show. Dogs fed measured portions, not guesses, live almost 3 years longer than their overfed siblings. So here's your fix. Buy a $5 measuring cup and use it every single meal. Check your dog's weight monthly. If you can't feel ribs, cut back by 10%. If you can see ribs, add a bit more. Because love isn't in the scoop, it's in the years you get to spend together. Mistake number 4, walking right after meals. You feed your dog, clip the leash, and head out. It feels perfect. Bonding time, a happy routine. But inside your dog's body, a dangerous storm is building. Right after eating, their stomach fills with food and gas. Now imagine shaking a soda can and then opening it. That's what happens when they start running or jumping too soon. Their full stomach can flip, literally, twisting like a wet towel, cutting off blood flow in minutes. Veterinarians call it GDV. Gastric dilatation and volvulus. It's silent, it's sudden, and it kills thousands of dogs every year. You may notice your dog pacing, drooling, or trying to vomit, but nothing comes out. By the time it's obvious, the clock's already ticking. You've got less than 2 hours to save them. Purdue's veterinary school found the top trigger for GDV is exercise right after meals, especially in large breeds. But it can happen to any dog. The fix is simple and free. Walk first, feed second. Or, if you feed before the walk, wait at least 30 minutes before moving. That pause could save your dog's life, because peace after a meal isn't laziness, it's survival. Mistake number 5, ignoring the label. That colorful bag on your kitchen shelf, it's not just food, it's chemistry. Flip it over, read the first 5 ingredients. If you see corn, wheat, soy, or meat byproduct, you're not feeding your dog nutrition, you're feeding them filler. Here's the dirty secret. Meat byproduct can legally include beaks, feathers, hooves, and even tissue rejected for human use. Tufts University found that 40% of dog foods contain traces of euthanized animal remains, and the FDA still allows it under rendered animal product. Then come the preservatives. BHA and BHT, tiny acronyms with deadly weight. They're banned in parts of Europe for their cancer links, but still used in cheap kibble worldwide. Your dog's coat dulls, their joints ache sooner, and you call it aging. But sometimes, it's the ingredients quietly poisoning them. Here's the fix. Choose food where the first ingredient is a named protein: chicken, turkey, salmon, not poultry meal. No artificial dyes, no sugar, no mystery fats, just real food that you can pronounce. Please share in the comments which brand you're currently using. I'd love to see how many of you are already checking labels. A UC Davis study found that dogs on high-protein, clean diets had 50% fewer vet visits and lived almost 20% longer. So next time you buy food, don't look at the front of the bag. That's marketing. Turn it around. That's the truth. Mistake number 6, feeding the same food forever. You found a brand that works. Your dog loves it. They lick the bowl clean every time, so you stick with it for months, maybe years. It feels safe, but what's safe for your routine may be dangerous for their body. A puppy's system burns fuel like a furnace. They need high protein, calcium, and dense calories to grow strong. An adult needs balance, fuel, not excess. A senior? They need lighter meals that protect the heart, kidneys, and joints. Feeding the same food through every stage is like giving a toddler and a grandparent the same diet. It doesn't build, it burdens. The Journal of Veterinary Medicine found that dogs fed age-specific diets lived 1.7 years longer and had fewer joint, heart, and weight issues. So here's the fix. At each life stage, puppy, adult, senior, adjust the formula. Look for life stage nutrition on the bag or consult your vet about when to switch. By the way, drop your dog's age in the comments. I'll reply with what life stage diet might fit best. Watch the signs. Is your adult dog gaining weight, napping more, or slowing down? That's their body saying, I've changed. Feed me like it, because the food that once fueled them might now be quietly wearing them down. Mistake number 7, thinking kibble alone is complete. That dry scoop of kibble looks perfect, balanced, sealed, convenient. But here's the hidden truth. It's been cooked at 400 degrees before it ever reached your home. That kind of heat destroys up to 60% of key nutrients: vitamin A, vitamin E, omega-3s. The exact ones your dog's body depends on to fight disease and inflammation. It's like eating the same packaged meal every day for 10 years. Sure, it keeps you alive, but does it keep you healthy? During that extreme heat process, something worse forms. Compounds called advanced glycation end products, or AGES. Studies in the Journal of Animal Physiology show these compounds trigger faster aging, joint pain, and organ stress. But there's good news. Purdue University followed dogs for 10 years and found that those who ate fresh vegetables 3 times a week had a 90% lower risk of cancer. Think about that. Just a few spoonfuls of real food, steamed carrots, green beans, blueberries, can literally change their future. You don't have to replace kibble completely, just upgrade it. Add a little fresh, a little color, a little life. 5 minutes of effort for 5 extra years. Mistake number 8, leaving food out all day. It feels kind, doesn't it? You keep the bowl full so your dog can eat whenever they're hungry. No pressure, no schedule, total freedom. But here's what's really happening behind that habit. Dogs aren't grazers, they're hunters. Their bodies are built for rhythm. Eat, rest, recover. When food is always available, that rhythm breaks. Insulin stays high all day, and digestion never pauses, and the body slips into constant storage mode, which means fat gain, hormone imbalance, and early fatigue. The University of Copenhagen studied over 1,500 dogs and found that free feeders had 3 times higher risk of diabetes and far more cases of pancreatitis. Not because they ate too much, but because their bodies never got to reset. And here's the hidden danger. When food's always sitting there, you lose one of your best health clues. If your dog eats less, is it a sign of sickness or just boredom? You'll never know until it's serious. So, what is the fix? Feed on schedule, twice a day. Put food down for 15 minutes, then lift the bowl. This builds healthy hunger cues, keeps insulin steady, and helps you spot problems early. Because food should be a moment of connection, not background noise. Mistake number 9, feeding from the table. It starts with that look, those eyes that know exactly when you'll break. A tiny piece of chicken, a bite of bacon, a little sauce-covered treat. It feels harmless, even sweet. But what's hiding on that food can turn love into poison. Here's what most people never realize. The onion powder in the gravy, the garlic in leftovers, the salt and butter on your steak. Those same seasonings that make food taste good to you can shut down your dog's organs in hours. The ASPCA's Poison Control Center receives over 180,000 calls a year for dogs sickened by human food. Not just chocolate or grapes, but things like xylitol in sugar-free gum, garlic, onions, and fatty table scraps. These toxins destroy red blood cells, raise liver enzymes, and cause stomach ulcers that build silently until they collapse. And by then, it's too late. So here's the truth. Love isn't giving in to those eyes. Love is drawing the line that keeps them alive. If you didn't cook it for a dog, don't feed it to a dog. No exceptions. Because that one tiny treat might be the moment that costs you everything. Mistake number 10. Switching food too fast. You've done your research. You've found a cleaner, better brand, maybe grain-free, fresh, or vet-recommended. So you toss the old bag and fill the bowl with the new one. You feel proud, but inside your dog's body, panic begins. Their gut is home to trillions of bacteria, a living army trained to digest the exact food they've been eating. When you switch overnight, it's like firing the whole crew and hiring strangers mid-shift. Chaos breaks out. The result? Vomiting, diarrhea, refusal to eat, and that look in their eyes. Confusion, even fear, as if they're asking what they did wrong. A University of Illinois study found 78% of dogs experience stomach distress when their diet changes suddenly. Not because the new food is bad, but because their gut bacteria weren't given time to adapt. Here's the fix, and it's simple. Take 10 days, for example. Days 1 to 3, 75% old food, 25% new. Days 4 to 6, 50-50. Days 7 to 9, 25% old, 75% new. Day 10, all new. That slow shift lets their gut rebuild safely. So you get the benefits without the mess, without the vet bill, without the stress. Because caring more doesn't mean rushing faster. It means listening to what their body can handle. So now you know it, all the deadly feeding mistakes that almost every dog owner makes without realizing it. And maybe, somewhere in these moments, you recognized yourself. That's okay. Every one of us has made these mistakes. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these feeding mistakes surprised you the most? If you learned something new today, subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos about keeping your pup happy, healthy, and loved. And hey, if you want to make your dog's meals safer and more enriching, I've linked some of my trusted feeding tools and slow bowls in the description. They're the same ones I use, and your dog will love them too. Check out this video for more amazing dog facts, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care!